Hey YouTubers, Disgruntled Old Gamer here, and welcome back to part 2 of my Watchdogs Legion's gameplay. If you checked out video number 1, one thing that you may or may not notice is that I am working with a brand new team of characters. Screwed up my last save and had to go back through and restart. Just recently got myself a shiny new Xbox Series X, and that's what the gameplay is captured on here. And during that transfer, I kind of wonked it up a little bit, and so I ended up having to go back through and play the tutorial mode again with some new characters, and then start from where we left off in the last video. So that's where we're going to pick up, is right where we left off. The tutorial section's over, and now we're going to be moving on to the first main section of the storyline, where you're going to be going in and finding some AR tech that Bagley wants you to pick up. And another thing that you'll notice is I've sped up a lot of the driving sequences here because they are gross and stupid and don't really add anything to the videos. So this first section is we're going in to look for AR tech, and one thing that I will tell you is that there are several enemies in this area. Okay, we're going to knock this dude out. Not exactly the most stealthy approach, but it works because fists to the face work about as good as just about anything else. Then you're going to hijack this box here, and that gives you the location of where you're going to go on the inside of this facility. And now there are several cameras in here that you can hijack. I only will look at this first section. There's another section just behind where this camera is, and there's some guards there. And I mean, if you're going in to pick up all the extra items and things, I mean, that's, you know, able to do that. We'll go shock that guard. We're going to shock this dude over here, and then watch this dude freak the fudge out as he runs away. And then once it looks clear enough, there's one guard right over there behind that partition, but we'll take him out shortly. We will get inside to where the AR construct is, and once you highlight that and get on that, it's going to give you the option to go right over into that left corner over there to where the server is. And since this oblivious bastard has still not seen us, we're going to go over there and we're going to take him out. You know, one thing I wonder about when playing this game is how Albion finds so many of the deaf and stupid guards, and where there's like a school for them or something. But anyway, what you're going to do is you're going to take him out, and then you're going to come back over here to the left, and just inside this little doorway is a screen that you can hack. Well, it's a CTOS box that you can hack, and then that will get you what you need to give you the location of where the AR server is that we're going to go and take and hijack next. Once you get that, you're just going to get the fudge out of Dodge, and then back into the driving sequence as we go.
What do we need in order to get this AR tech, Bagley?
The program is hosted on a server that's on the roof of SIRS HQ.
Once again, we're just going to speed up some of this driving sequences, but this dude right here just cracks me up. It's like, okay, I'm going to just jump on the back of your car there. The next thing we need to do before we go find the server is we've got to find some way to move the server, and for that you're going to need a construction drone. So we're going to go over to a construction site just up the road here, and we're going to recruit somebody to be in DedSec. And one thing you're going to find out is that no matter which construction worker that you talk to, we're going to have to deal with Clan Kelly next. And basically who Clan Kelly is, they're like the mobster group for the particular area. And it seems like all the workers that they're working for have all been extorted at some point by Clan Kelly, so we're going to have to go clear their debt. So what we're going to do is it's going to give us the option to go to Camden Market, just up the street, and there's where we're going to find where the server is, the server box that stores all the debt information on these construction workers. And you can hijack a couple cameras in here. Just be aware that there's lots of CTOS drones in here and lots of guards in here, and you can try to be as stealthy as you possibly can, or you can do like me and just fumble through like a guy with 12 thumbs. So what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of surveying the area. The server that you need is locked in a box, or locked in a room in the back right wall of the facility. And they're right in the center. There's a raised platform where there's a server box that connects to that locked door. But to be able to get to that locked door and to access that server box, you have to click on that door first. So you'll have to access that door is locked, just like I did there. And then as you can see, then you can go up there. And then we'll move ahead a little bit of the video because the video was a little sketchy. And then this is the box right here that you have to hack, and it's just across from where we were just looking. And then, like I said, I'm going to jump down in here, and we're going to try to get into this room. But unfortunately, there's quite a few guards, and now that I've made a bunch of freaking ruckus, they know that I'm here. I could try stealth out, but, you know, since my ninja skills are at 0, let's just be loud and proud, and we'll see if we can get in here. Now, I know DedSec likes to be what they call non-lethal, and you get issued this little gold pistol that she's carrying right here, but I'm here to tell you that the takedowns with this thing, they look pretty damn lethal to me, especially when you're shooting these guys directly in the face. And like I said, that camera got in the way, but, you know, I don't think I could have hit him even if I'd have been standing in his pants with him. And since I have no idea what flanking is, no idea what any kind of stealth is, we're just going to do my best Rambo impersonation, and we're going to just shoot at everything that moves. Cover's completely blown at this point, so now I'm just trying to deal with this wave of guards that's coming in. Like I said, there's several different ways you could do this. I probably should have stealthed it up in this section, but you know, you can't tell me crap. So so basically it's like we're just gonna just power through this the best we can. Do be advised though, do not do what I do here in a moment and just run up on these guys. Just stay in cover. If you're found out, just stay in cover, or just leave the area. They'll get really stupid, and then you can come back. Once you get these guys took care of, though, there is another guy in here that apparently I was oblivious to and just ran right up to him. I don't know what's worse, actually, whether it's my stealth ability or lack thereof, or the fact that this guy is literally unloading a whole clip out of a machine gun into my face, and I did not die. I don't think the helmet that I'm wearing is that bulletproof, to be honest with you, but, you know, it is what it is. So, but once you get him took care of, all you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go over here to this little server and then erase the data off of it, and there's a little proximity thing where you'll have to stay in proximity. And one thing that is fortunate about this is I do know this for a fact because, like I said, I'd screwed this up on my other file, and so I had to go back through and replay this part. If you do this section and do not take care of the guards outside, they will start pouring in there, and then you'll have to start taking them out then. So basically, stealth was kind of off the table at that point anyway. Now we're going to, once we get it, we're going to hot-foot it out of there, and now we should be able to recruit the construction worker with the drone. So you'll head back to HQ, use fast travel if you want to, head back to HQ, and that's what we're doing now, and then you'll be able to use the construction worker. And one of the cool things about construction workers, like I said, is they get access to this construction drone that can pick up heavy objects and fly them around. You can also use this drone to fly around the map, just get up on top of it, hack it, and then take off, which is what we're doing right now. And I will tell you right now that this is the easiest way to get around this game. Screw driving. If I don't have to drive, I want to use a construction worker just so I can fly around. Now, the game wants you to drive over to the university, which is this big building with the pointed tops on the roof. And what it wants you to do is it wants you to go to a checkpoint, get this, and then call in the drone from there. But I was like, screw that. I've got the drone ability right here. I'm just going to go ahead and fly over. And even though you have the drone, it's not going to let you move on to the section where you have to take the server until you hit this checkpoint at this university. So what I did was basically I just flew over here, and then I'll lower down and hit the checkpoint. It's slightly unintuitive, but I mean, that you have to hit the checkpoint to move on. So there's the icon for the checkpoint. You're just going to move over, fly down, and then you're just going to fly off again, because off to the left and then straight across from here, this is where we're going to go to find the server. It's a couple of blocks up from here. And you see this big tower to the right. It's on the building adjacent to that we're flying right at, and it's going to be right on the roof. And then you'll fly over there, and then there's a magnetic hook on the bottom of your drone, and all you have to do is basically fly over it, get close enough to it, and it'll pick it up. And as you can see, another oblivious Albion sentry right there. Gotta love these guys. All right, so basically you're going to pick this up, and you're basically going to fly a block straight on, and there'll be a white truck or a lorry, if you're English, sitting down here next to the river. You're just going to fly it directly down there, and then that's going to take you to the next section. And like I said before, the drone makes this travel a breeze. It opens up a lot of new ways for you to infiltrate in and out of areas. And as you saw, I'm not really stealthy, so basically I'll take every leg up I can get. So basically, now that we've dropped this server off, now that's this god-awful driving bit. And like I said, I love me some driving games. I don't like driving in games that were not designed for driving games. And like I said, this is a big time city, open atmosphere type thing, but still, okay, if you've played any of these Watch Dogs games, you'll know what I'm talking about. Bottom line is, the driving's not great on them, and in big trucks it can get even worse. So like I said, we'll fast forward through as much of this as we can, but the general gist of this is that you're going to have to hit a couple of checkpoints so you can lock in the AR construct, and then you're going to drive a couple more blocks, and then you're going to end up having to sit and wait for this AR construct to download. One thing I can tell you about this section of the game is, while you're waiting for this download, I don't know, silent alarm, who knows? I mean, you're just out in the open, and eventually they're going to key on your location, and you'll start getting some drones in. You'll start getting some, like I said, right there's a drone, and some Albion troops and whatnot. But if you just basically get out as quick as you can, once it's downloaded, it shouldn't be an issue. I didn't even have to fire a shot or anything here. And so you'll move on to the next section, and oh boy, another driving section. And you'll drive the server around a bit, activate the checkpoints, as I said, and then you're going to come to this location. Now you get to this last section, and this is where you're going to have to get out of the truck. You activate the AR, and then you have to stay in close proximity until the download's done. Several enemies and drones are going to appear, and they'll swarm you. But if you're smart, and you can arm traps around the area and take out most of these things. Or if you're like me, you can just kick the AR on and say, "Holy crap! I forgot to arm the traps, and now I'm stuck having to fight these guys." But that's a little less subtle approach of way to do it. But fortunately, while I am a complete and utter idiot, my luck factor is extremely high, so that helps out a lot. And so basically, just try to stay in cover behind one of these barriers. You can raise them or lower them. Try not to do that while you're firing your gun or being fired at, because that's not a good idea. And then you're just going to wait for this to download. And then once this thing gets downloaded, you'll get a prompt from Bagley that says, he's going to cause an EMP blast to wipe the server. Now he's got everything he needs, and that you have become a bullet sponge, that you need to get out of the area. And so we just have to sit and wait on this download. And there's a lot of this in Watch Dogs games, where you'll be downloading stuff, it'll immediately hit an alarm, you'll have lots of enemies, yada 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 yada, and not a big surprise in this section. But once you get through this, then like I said, he's going to tell you need to leave. And so you're going to run down run as far away from the truck as you can. Once the MP blast drops, then any of the electronics in the area will go dead for a few minutes. And so once you get out of that area, then you're going to be prompted to go back to HQ. I mean, you can drive it if you want to, but like I said, the driving sections are crap. So basically, I just end up hello, fast travel. So we'll end up doing that. And once you get back to HQ, your next mission is going to be another one with your construction worker. Like I said, you can look on the map, and it's roughly 10, 15 blocks away. Drive it if you want to. If you're a sadomasochist, if that's what you want to do, and that's what you're into, I say go for it. Otherwise, just fast travel. Now back to Captain Hardhat we go. And we're going to use his drone once again, and this time we're going to check out the Tone bomb site. And basically that was one of the bomb sites from the first video. It was a telecom. It was like a electronics conference that was going on, and it was one of the places that was bombed by 0 Day. And it's just across the Thames over here. Actually, on the same side of the Thames that you were on, but no, we're just going to fly over there. And once again, I've sped this area up as well. Cannot get enough of flying this drone. It's a little slow, but it's so much easier getting around and so much easier finding back ways in and stuff. Now, one thing that you're going to find out about this site is that because you're a construction worker, you shouldn't raise a whole lot of red flags to a lot of the sentries in here, because there are construction workers milling around in here, as long as you keep your distance. Make sure to keep your distance from them, because if you get in close to them, they're going to be able to tell you that you don't belong there. But basically, you're going to come down to this area, and there's going to be a damaged Spiderbot leg. You're going to pick it up, and then that's going to give you the. And then Bagley's going to tell you that basically it's picked up a signal from somewhere else, but we need to AR construct this site to find out exactly what was going on. Then you'll be able to follow that signal back to the source to where the rest of the Spiderbot is. But so there are 3 hackable nodes in this area, and you'll have to access all 3 of them. Once you get all 3 of them accessed, then you should be able to use the AR construct to find out kind of what was going on, what happened before the bombing. So let's go get those 3 hackable boxes done. This first one that we're going to do is just right around here, and as I said, keep your distance. I did not keep my distance. I just walked right up to this guy. But fortunately, I have the non-lethal pipe wrench. I gotta love the non-lethal pipe wrench. Or just let me wipe your brains off of this thing after I knock you out. And I'm sure you'll be okay. You may need some dental work, but you're okay. All right. So just up here is the first hackable box right up there to the left. Right around this pallet, there is a sentry in that doorway. I am going to actually be a little stealthy here. Let's break out the trusty old Spiderbot. Look at me being all stealthy and whatnot. I am 1/4 ninja on my mother's side. Thank you very much. But we're going to use this Spiderbot, and we're going to go over here and we're going to hack this box and try to keep out of the line of sight of said sentry. Sometimes game can get a little wonky and the sentry can just kind of disappear. And if that happens, well then more power to you. That means you don't have to deal with him. I know that I didn't take him on, at least not by hand the first time through. And then when I came back down here later after I got the other 2 boxes hacked, he wasn't there anymore. So like I said, I didn't take him on in this video, but he disappears from this area, which is a good thing, I guess. But it is what it is. Now, box 2 is going to be box 2 and box 3 are going to be up here on the upper levels. Box 2 is just over here to the left, or straight on right now. Be aware there are some sentries walking around in here, and it's going to be located in like a construction container type thing, right here between these two Albion servers. There it is. You're going to just walk around the corner. Now, just what you didn't see is just around the left and around that, just around this corner, there is a sentry up there. So try, once again, I said, to maintain your distance, because, you know, I mean, you have a pipe wrench, but let's not fight if we don't have to. The final box, okay, the 2 boxes down, 1 to go. Box 3 is up here on the right, in the far right end, just up these stairs and around the corner. There are 2 sentries up here. They don't disappear as far as I know. They're just up and around to the right side. I'm going to go to the left so I can kind of avoid them. They do tend to walk the same pathway. Right here in this open section, one will walk past that ladder, and then in this section right here around this corner, one will walk back and forth in this way. I don't see either one of them right now, but I just want to make sure that he doesn't sneak up on me while I'm attempting to hack this box. Now, the reason I saved this box for last is because if you go down these stairs, that is where that sentry disappeared. That is where that sentry was that we went with the Spiderbot a little bit earlier. Like I said, he's not there now. Don't know what happened to him, but, you know, this is why I picked that one as the last one, because it's almost a straight shot back to where we were, because there's our drone. Then we're going to round the corner, and then we're going to highlight this, and now you should be able to use your AR construction and kind of find out what happened before the bombing. So let's get that done.
You brought the payload? Fuck, think we'd go back here?
I am 100% shocked and amazed that the local mob group, Clan Kelly, had something to do with this bombing. I am utterly shocked and amazed. Them and Albion together. But that's basically what you're finding out here. And then just above, there is a Spiderbot, or what the Spiderbot we're actually looking for. It was there, being controlled by someone else. And so you're going to use your Spiderbot in what's left of I'm at a loss here. The ventilation shaft.
I've now fully decrypted the signal the Spiderbot is broadcasting.
To climb through the ventilation shaft, go through to the other side, and then you'll be able to see the rest of everything, and see that basically that the same explosive that was being used at Parliament in our first video is the same explosive they used for this explosive here at the
reconstruction continues behind that rubble.
So
excellent.
We'll go through and we'll do all that.
Quantum tunnel technology is at least 10 years away, but Spiderbots and drones are here today. You could try one of those if you don't feel like waiting.
Good idea.
One thing that you will notice as you play through is there are a lot of these sections.
This is the most we can get out of the AR reconstruction. But if we could find the mystery officer who spied through the Spiderbot, maybe they could tell us more.
But once you get this section out, and then you find out that that Clan Kelly was involved, Albion was involved, and now it's time to go. So I just leave the Spiderbot because he's going to end up back in my inventory anyway. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drone over to New Scotland Yard, because that is where we're picking up the signal from this damaged Spiderbot. It's apparently still active, and it's at the New Scotland Yard. So now you have to infiltrate the police headquarters, and that is going to be just up the river here, across a few bridges, and then up the river. We'll speed the drone flight up a little bit, and I will tell you that there are several ways to get inside the facility, including trying to go through the front door if you're crazy. Like I said, I'm maybe an idiot, but I'm not that big of an idiot. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from this area here, and I got a little confused because my guy was facing the opposite direction, but and we're going to come down here, and it's right the direction that we're pointing now. As you can see, he's sitting backwards on the drone, so every time you pull his map up, it looks like he's facing the other direction. So over here, this is New Scotland Yard. and Albion is in control of it. And so, like I said, you can go through the front. There's a side entrance. You can go through the side entrance, whatever. What I did was I just drone over here, and then I'm going to sit down at this building just behind New Scotland Yard.
Not uniform assault weapons and the fact they're motivated by profit over public service.
It makes
any record or information on the Spiderbot will be further in.
Infiltration super easy. What you want to do is you just want to stay on this roof, let your Spiderbot do all the work. First time I played through, and I wish I still had that footage because, like I said, it corrupted. It was gone. I don't know what happened to it with my original saves. I had another construction worker, and I was planning on doing this, and I tried to climb up onto the actual railing and fell the fudge off and landed on my head and ended up in the hospital. And so basically I had to go through I ended up having to go through this like 3 different times with three different characters, and it was just a pain in the butt. So if it looks like I kind of know what I'm doing here, it's because this is like the 3rd or 4th time that I've attempted this. It's not really that hard. I just like to make games hard. Now at the top of this stairwell, there will be a sentry that comes in and out. My advice is let your takedown refresh, wait there, and take him out. The reason you want to take him out is because it's really easy for you to forget once all this stuff's over and you're leaving the area that he's back around that corner, and then he will call all the other guards. So basically just take him out. I would say it's imperative that you take him out. Now the reason you want to come in through this back door here is once we get through this sliding door, just to the left in this office, you'll turn and look to the right again, and there's where your damaged Spiderbot is. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to just open this door up, go in, and then turn to the left, and then there is a scientist from Albion in there working with the Spiderbot that we're going to try to use.
This matches the
or try
piece
to
of
get.
Spiderbot from the Tone bombing site.
And another thing I'll tell you about this Spiderbot that we're looking for, it's jacked up pretty good. I mean, it went through a bombing, so it's missing a leg. It doesn't move very quickly, but we're going to have to get him out of here. And you can't get in to get him. You're going to have to actually walk him out. So just be prepared for a lot of little platforming stuff here. You'll jump from desk to desk, moving through the area until you can get up in the ventilation shaft. This thing is pretty fudged up, and it doesn't jump like the other Spiderbot that you're used to. So what you're going to have to do is just be aware that it's going to be a small cooldown every time you jump. Be aware of that before you go taking off and trying to jump across a gap, because the last thing you want to have to do is fall and then backtrack. Not in this video, because it would have took twice as long. It was me failing miserably on a couple of jumps and then having to go right back through this whole jumping section again. Now, one thing that you will notice is conveniently there are yellow pipes that are convenient that basically if you'll follow those, that will lead you out. Just be aware that you're not going to be able to jump very high. You'll have to jump ledge to ledge, level to level to get to where you're going. And just mind the gaps, and that way you won't have to backtrack very much. But this is a couple minutes. It's a little bit long of a section. I didn't speed it up because I wanted you to see the proper way through. I mean, it's not like it's really easy to get lost in here, but if you're used to using the other Spiderbot and then you use this one that's damaged, it can be kind of frustrating, especially if you're doing this the first time. But then you're going to drop down in here, and then you're going to go through one more drop down, and then you should be able to come out of the vent just over where your original Spiderbot is. Now, we can't walk this Spiderbot out of the facility because that would just be too easy. So what you'll have to do is once it drops down to where your original Spiderbot was left, then it's going to go back to your construction worker, and you'll have to actually go in and physically pick him up. And like I said, the easiest way to do that is once it gives you the option, jump back on the drone over to the doorway, jump off, and go in there and pick him up. Which is why I said you wanted to take that one sentry out, because if you didn't take him out previously, he's going to see you drone over there, and then he's going to call in guards, and then you're going to have a big firefight on your hand. So technically, what I did, I actually did something stealthy good for a change, and I knocked that guy out. So basically, I didn't have to worry about that. But this is the last section right here, and you'll go through this event, and then you should be able to drop down from here. And then you'll go through this, and then through this last section, and then we're down. Like I said, it's a lot longer than it needs to be, but here we are. Now, like I said, just don't fall off. Don't do what I did the last video and just jump off, and then I had to fix that. Get on your drone and then fly over, and then you should be able to just walk right inside and pick it up. Now, there are still guards inside, so unless you want to just fight with a bunch of them, just walk in, pick the drone, and pick the Spiderbot up and leave. Once you have it, it'll say that you've picked up a relic. It's the damaged Spiderbot. Now, once you get that section done, we're going to go back out, jump on the drone, and that's going to give us the next part of the mission we need to do. And the next section is going to the location where the Spiderbot was being controlled. It's right up the river. It's right under the right side of that bridge right there. And as you see, there's the icon. And what we're going to do is we're going to fly over there and see if we can find out who was controlling this Spiderbot, why they were controlling it, and what's going to be up for the next part of the storyline. There are some Albion guards across the street on the other side at the top where the bridge meets the street right there. Shouldn't have to deal with any of them down here. There shouldn't be anybody down here. One thing you can keep in mind is anytime you see a junction box that controls a lock on a door, if there's an explosive nearby, you should be able to trigger the explosive and cause the box to explode, and then it should automatically open the door up. Now, what you did not see here is that me wandering around for 10 to 15 minutes trying to find a way into this locked door and trying to hack this thing before Bagley jumps on and says, "Hey moron, why don't you just blow stuff up?" Which is basically what I did. And then once you get into this section, all it is going to trigger this cutscene, and then you're going to find out who is controlling the Spiderbot. So the next part of this is basically just having to sit through this final bit of exposition where you'll highlight the pad to the right. Once you highlight it, you'll hear them talk about who this could be or whatever. You can't skip it, so you just kind of have to sit through it. Then you'll be able to highlight the pink purplish box under the computer screen there. And then you'll be able to get access to the audio and visual files. And it's at that point you will be able to ascertain through the video files that the Spiderbot was being controlled by this lady. This is Officer Caitlin Lau. She's a former Scotland Yard inspector, and she's been investigating Clan Kelly for a good long while. And she's convinced that they're tied to these bombings. And that will lead you into the next section of the game, which is where we will stop today. And then I ask you to join us for part 3 of our gameplay. Always leave you wanting more. If you did like this video, like, share, and subscribe. It helps out the channel, helps me out. Have any ideas of what I can do better, what I can do worse? Leave them in the comments below, but be nice, because I may have fragile feelings somewhere inside. I doubt it, but I may. But I'd like to thank you guys all right now, and invite you to come back for Watchdogs Part 3. See you next time.